Hi, Girl What You Thinkers. Welcome to Girl What You Think, episode 11. Today, we're going to be talking about the evolution of attraction, and we'll go into that. But right now, I just asked Hannah Mitchell, my co-host, to riff us in to the podcast, and she said, "No, I'm sick." Tell me why everybody in choir or theater, there's always that girl who's sick and wants to pretend like she's Scarlett Johansson. She's like, "Oh, when I'm sick, my friends tell me I sound like Scarlett Johansson." Bitch, you don't sound like Scarlett.
I don't say that.
No, I had a friend in high school who did that. Not really a friend. I was like, "Girl, you sound like you got scarlet fever. You don't sound like Scarlett Johansson."
Scarlett Johansson.
Do the thing that you did.
What?
You're like, girls are sick, but then they're like,
oh, I said when theater girls are like, "Sorry, I'm just getting over a cold," and then they go,
"Oh my god, that's so funny."
If you watch theater TikTok, there's a lot of those videos. Theater TikTok is hilarious because it's so true. And it's just...
I love theater things.
I do too.
There's a show called Pen 15. Have you heard of it? It's on Hulu. And it's like these grown women pretending like they're in middle school. And it's so funny. You would love it.
Okay, I've heard it. I've heard of that. Oh, they're... Wait, that's what it is? Or...
Yeah, that's what they are. Well, they're supposed to be like 12. But it's funny because they have braces on and they're like, "Did you see Brad today?" And they're like, "Oh my god, did you see Heather's wearing a thong?" And it's like just so funny.
But they're like adults in real life.
Yeah, they're like 30-year-old women in capris. They're in middle school in the 2000s.
I've seen that. Okay, I've seen that.
It is so funny.
I've never watched it, but I've seen like commercials of it.
Mm-hmm. I just went to my cousin's house and they were like, "You have to watch the show." So we watched 2 episodes. It was hilarious. But yeah, in the last episodes, they joined theater. It's so funny. I didn't watch it. I'm laughing until they didn't even watch.
You said it's so funny. I've never seen it.
I know. My brother told me it's so funny, so I assume that he would know. And I watched the show, so I know like what it's like. So I'm sure imagining them in theater, knowing what I know about theater, is so funny. But you never know. All right. Shall we get into what the topic is?
Yeah.
We would like to thank everyone for the support. You know, we get a few views, you know, a few comments, and it means a lot. Happy fall. Happy October 9th is gonna win. Yes.
Pumpkins. Pumpkin apple candle. We have our warm lights on instead of our cool. And then we have our fall garland with another pumpkin that also has some little gourds on it as well.
Okay, gourds. Play that gourd. Alrighty. Speaking of gourds, let's talk about the evolution of attraction. What are women attracted to? This idea was brought to me from an article I was reading about hormonal contraceptives that women take and how they can affect our attraction to our mate. So what I was reading is they were kind of saying that some women, when they take birth control, they are less attracted to their partner. Or let's say like you start dating someone while you're on birth control and then you get off of it and you're not attracted anymore. So our perception of attraction is altered on hormonal contraceptives. And it says, I may get this wrong, but who cares? Let's say you're on birth control. A woman's attraction to somebody is more like you want a man with a lot of things that can provide for you, like financially, because your fertility has been altered and you're not really like picking up the pheromones from their body the same that you would have if you were off of the birth control. So let's say you're just like 100% no hormones added into your body. You usually are more attracted to a man who would be able to provide for you in nature, like that type of mentality. But once you're on birth control, we tend to like the men who can provide more like financial stability. Like, doesn't matter how they look or smell. Like it's like it changes us. And that's kind of the evolution of attraction that is intriguing to me. And I want to talk about what we look for in men, like do we still need men to provide? What's that about? Hannah, do you have anything to say?
I don't know.
I mean, how do you think about that theory in general? Not theory, that fact.
I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, okay, because I was off birth control for a while in my college years.
You were on birth control?
No, I was off.
Are you on birth control right now?
Yes. So I'm kind of like, but it's just so hard because now it's like, okay, I don't see anyone. Like, I'm not out. Like, it's hard for me to compare to see if that's true for me. I do take a really low dose, giving you my full health information. So maybe that affects it, like the level of the prescription. I don't know.
I don't know.
But
it could be.
It's hard for me to. It's hard for me to like make that statement, like have that statement be true for myself. Mm-hmm. One, I think because when I've been on birth control recently, I haven't been around really any men that
seek your fancy.
That aren't my stepdad or my uncle or something, like
right.
That's it. Like it's not like I don't really hang around other guys, but also I think it's partly because I'm not really sure if I want to have my own children. So that's not necessarily something that I'm not like, would you be a good dad? Like I think that sometimes, but not like, oh, like would you be a good dad to the child that you put inside? You know what I'm saying? Like
more like emotional instead of like genetic.
Right. Because I'm more like I kind of want to adopt. I also don't know if I would be able to have kids. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of like, do I want to just adopt? Like I kind of want to adopt because I'm like, why bring another child into this horrible world when there's so many children who need help? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like buying this is a horrible comparison, but it's like buying a dog from a shelter versus like a breeder, It's like the dogs need help. The little sad doggies need help.
Everyone go especially buy a dog. If you don't want to go
buy me a dog. Yeah.
You want a dog?
Yeah, I do.
Me too. I want a fat ass bulldog.
Oh, no. I'm not like this is off the topic, but side note, I do love dogs, but I like a more fluffy. I'm not like one of those hard like the Frenchie bulldog ones. Like I'm not a huge fan of those because they're too hard and their hair's not fluffy. Like I want like both my dogs were fluffy.
You want fluffy?
Yeah.
Fluffy's cuter.
They are cuter. Also, but like and I want like a medium-sized dog, like not a huge one, and not like
a Pomeranian.
No. See, I don't like those either, really. Well, they're cute. But
yeah, anyway. They are cute to look at, but like to own, they're kind of gross.
I also like yappity. I don't like yappity dogs. Like I want a dog that will lay with me on the couch and just be chill. And, like,
I love a big doggo. A big fluffy doggo.
Yeah.
Like a chow chow. That's my dream dog. A chow chow. They're like a teddy bear. They have purple tongues. And they're big babies.
Those are cute.
And they're fat. I want to hug him. I love big fat dogs. I like fat animals, like fat cats. though I don't want to like promote it because
cats.
like you see there's like a health cat dog show on TV. There's like, oh, come to my house and help my cat get fit. And they have like obese cats on the treadmill trying to get them to lose weight. And
That's
it's
kind of
so
sad.
funny. It's so sad. And she's like, I can't stop feeding my cat. Yeah, so I don't promote animal obesity, but I do think it's kind of cute.
Just like babies. When babies are chubby.
Yeah.
It's the best.
I don't want kids. Evolution of attraction. Let's get back on it. I do not want kids. At this point,
Ever?
Angela, at 21, I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to have kids. I don't think I want to. Because, and I just been watching Company, the musical, and I haven't finished it. I'm waiting for it to turn around. But right now, he's making marriage look like shit. And I'm like,
it is.
It's like, I've never seen, and they talk about this in the show, is like I've never seen like a happy couple. Like everyone seems so like unsatisfied with the way things are. And then you look at couples from like back in the day, and my grandma personally, she has been with her husband who's now passed away, my grandpa, but she was with him since she was 15 years old to the time when he passed away. Like I think 40, 50 years. Not now. Why is that? Why is this?
The only couple that I'm rooting for that's married right now is the Obamas. I hope they stay married forever and just continue to love each other.
Because they're kind of like a different generation, though. But I'm talking about like Gen X, Gen Z. Or no, is millennial Gen X?
I don't know. My mom and I just talked about this. I think it's millennial, then it's millennial, and then Gen Z. I don't know.
My dad is Gen X, Gen Y. I don't even know what that means. Where did that come from? Who names these things?
I don't know.
It's all of a sudden now with Gen Z libtards. It's like, what's that about?
I'm technically not a millennial. I feel like people born in between 1996 and 1999 are in this weird, like they're in their own weird category.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely not like the kids born in 2000. Like,
oh yeah, no.
Heck no. But I'm also not like a millennial. I'm like in my own weird little category. Like that was 4 years of you still technically being born in the 90s. Because everyone's like, I'm a 90s baby. And it's like, okay, if you were born in 99, you were barely born in the 90s. And it's not like you like lived through the 90s, you know?
Yeah, I just had this conversation with my cousins too, because Pen 15 takes place as middle schoolers in the 2000s, so they were in that 90s kids time.
Right.
And my cousins were like, "Oh, Angela, you were born in 99, you're not going to get this." Or like you'll blah blah blah, whatever. But like I had a brother who was born in 95, so to me I feel like I had like some hand-me-down toys that was maybe like that, and he had his like video games and stuff, and like it's not like just because it's like once 2000 hits, like it's not like everything that was 90s memorabilia floated away. It's like we bought it in the 90s, it's still in our house in 2000s, but it's probably gonna be replaced by, you know, Hannah Montana stuff over time. But memorabilia takes like a year or two to like come into the house, leave the house, whatever.
Yeah. So anywho, you're talking about I was like, how did we get on that subject? The people who were born a long time ago have a different outlook on life, and they do.
And relationships. Because I feel like the way that I see my parents, they kind of look for people who provide in the same way as like their parents did. Because I don't know. This is going to be like, I don't know if I should say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't think my mom was I know she wasn't on birth control in her youth. Like that, like the education of birth control, I think was like just like, I guess it was a stigma.
It was a taboo. It was a taboo topic.
Thing. Now it's like girls are on birth control 13, 14 years old. I wasn't.
Well, because I think people realize that
it's
birth
important.
Control isn't just to prevent pregnancy. Like, it does a lot of other things. Like, the main reason, I mean, I took birth control, and I started taking birth control when I was young, and the main reason was to regulate my period.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't like I was out here being a hoe at 14 and, like, sleeping with all these guys. It's just, like, I needed it to regulate my period. And so I think people don't, I think before it was like, oh, like, the only way to prevent pregnancy is abstinence. But then it's like, no one's doing that.
Yeah, no one's
So
doing
then you have a lot of pregnancies.
Yeah, and then that's
because
where
you don't
we came in.
educate your children.
That's where we came in.
Well, not me. That's not me. My parents were married a long time before they had me. I mean, not a long time, but at least like at least like 3 or 4 years. And then
well, that's nice. That's a good little...
came.
But I mean, me growing up in the Inland Empire, I find a lot of my friends that I had growing up had very similar situations as I did. Our parents met in high school or something, like a year or two out of high school. They're like 20, having kids.
That's not my parents.
Yeah. Well, that goes into whether those pregnancies were planned or not, I don't know if like the education of contraception was as common as it is today, and I don't think it is. And I think it has to do with, they may and then it goes into like the attraction of like the men that generation might be more attracted to, and the men that this generation may be more attracted to.
I think that kind of goes back to like providing. Like, I personally don't ever want to like rely on somebody else. Like, okay, not rely on somebody else, but like I rely on my mom sometimes now. But like once I'm out and established for myself, like I don't want to have to rely on a man, I guess, to pay for things for me or whatever. Like, I'm an adult. I make my own money. I have a job. Like, I'm capable. Like, and I like if I do have kids, like I will never be a stay-at-home mom. Like, I am not, because this is a really cynical way of thinking. But when I get divorced from whoever I'm married to or have kids to, I need to have my own money. Yeah, that's the way I think about it.
Oh yeah, my mom has always promoted for me to be able to provide for myself.
Yeah, because it's like, you don't know. In reality, your relationship is not going to last forever, especially now. So make sure you're ready for that. That's what I think. So that's not necessarily, I think there's also a difference too between like when you talk about like, oh, I'm attracted to this person, it's like, I think there's a difference between being attracted to them being able to like provide for you and then being driven, because it's like, yeah, like this person might have a good job or like they might make a lot of money, but it's like, okay, you're a drug dealer and you're not, like, you didn't go to college or whatever. I don't know, whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Versus like, oh, that person wants to be a director and like they're really working hard and blah, blah, blah. Like, to me, that's what I want. Like, I'd rather you like pursue your passion versus like, oh, you have a lot of money. Like, cool, you can buy me a fancy car. Do I want a fancy car? Always. But
exactly.
But hard. I'd rather you be,
but you can get your own car. You don't need him to get you that car. It is easier. It is like could it be a flex? You'd say like, oh yeah, my husband bought me this car. It may feel good, but a part of me, if that was me, I'd be like, I got a new car for my man. But then another part of me is like, I wish I would have bought it for myself. That would have feel that much more cool if I was like, oh yeah, I worked for that. That's from that show that I was working on. Now I have this nice car. Like, that's even better. So I don't know. And I don't think that birth control and all that stuff is really like altering every aspect of attraction. And I don't think,
right.
But because I've been attracted to some people, and when I am attracted to someone, I'm like, why? I really want to break down, like, what is it about them that I seek or need? And yeah, I think what you said is like someone who's passionate about something that I may be passionate about too.
Yeah.
And
Or
who's
even if
not,
it's not something I like, and it's something that maybe
intrigues
they
you.
want to teach me about or whatever. Just as long as they really are enjoying it.
And they're
Because
real. I think genuine people.
right. Because I get really excited about choir music. Like I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily the like technical aspect, like, oh, this is a 7/8 bar. And then we go into a 3/4 bar, like all
Half
that stuff.
step,
I don't
half
know.
step.
Right. Like all that stuff, it's like, okay, yeah, that's cool, but like I'm more interested in like how it makes me feel and like just sound and like I guess I do like the dissonance between the harmonies and all that stuff. People who don't like there's a lot of people who don't feel that way. They're just like
Most people
right.
don't appreciate choir music like you do.
Right. But I just feel so satisfied when I can like when I was in choir, obviously the people that were in choir enjoyed choir music. And like we would get a new song, and if it was a good song, and then we'd hear them like play it out, and everyone was like, "Oh no!" Like everyone would get so excited about it. But like I love those moments, and I feel like I don't need someone to like be that excited about that, but I want them to be excited that I'm excited about it. Like I want them to like listen to me when I'm like, oh my god, did you hear this harmony? Like it's so good, blah blah blah, blah, blah whatever. And they're like, yeah, girl, like, yeah, you know, like
Yeah.
talk about it, you know, like they don't have to be like choir music, but if they're just like, yeah, my girl likes choir music or whatever, you know.
Do you really like? So does this go into with your attraction, like when you can share that emotion with somebody else? Like you want to be able to share that with your partner and they be able to like reciprocate that and you two be on like this high of like, oh my God, like I love this thing together.
Yeah. Like if I was in a choir, like having them come watch me would be nice, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I would
Well,
be
yeah.
like, yeah, well, yeah.
Support? You want support
Yeah.
and to share?
But like them to be like I always would ask my mom, I'm like, Mom, not that I'm attracted to my mom, but like I'm like, Mom, what was your favorite
Love
song?
comes in all forms.
And she'd be like, she'd be like, yeah, I like this one, and I like how this one sounded. Like I want somebody that would do that with me. They don't have to know like the terms and whatever, but if they're like, yeah, that sounded good, then it's like, cool.
You feel like you did something. Yeah, and I feel like it's the same with theater, and you know this is just like you're like, oh, what was your favorite scene? Who was your favorite character? You know, you want to know that they were paying attention and that they care about what you care about. And something you could like talk about together.
Yeah. And I want to do the same for them, whatever they're passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
I want to support that, unless it's like sleeping with other people.
Who's your favorite girl that you cheated on me with? No, really, just be honest.
Way. I love her.
She's great, isn't she?
She's crazy.
I was crazy back then. I feel the same way about showing people my records. That's one of like the most intimate thing to me is I could have you in my room and we just like sit like go through my records and listen to them together. I've done that a few times with people and it's like, ugh.
Yeah, we did that together too.
Yeah, it's the best. Like honestly, it makes me feel so close to people.
And that's why you're in love with your record store boyfriend.
That's why I'm in love with my record store boyfriend. Hopefully.
Because you're passionate about the same thing. I feel like this episode should be turned into what are you passionate about and do you take birth control? That's mostly what we've been talking about.
Pills and potions. We're gonna call this one pills and potions. Yeah. But yeah, and so I'm attracted to this record store guy. And like I shouldn't be attracted to him in a way because it's like taboo because him's, you know, not as youthful as I am. But it's also like, so I've been analyzing what is it that I'm attracted to and why don't I feel that way about like people my own age or people who are in, who people from the past would think is like the ideal person to date is someone like maybe a man like 2 years older than you, but but do you hear Isaac?
Yeah. Mom.
I can't. But it's like it's the passion, it's the resource, and it's the sharing. He's like very welcoming, and I feel like that kind of may overpower physical. I think that's where we're at in attraction. At least for me and you. I don't know about the world in general, but I definitely care. I'm more attracted to people who can make me feel secure, share something with them that we both understand, and yeah, feel stable.
Well, I think there's also a difference between providing financially and providing emotionally. Like, I don't need you to provide financially, but
Right.
provide me your ear when I need to talk to you, or provide me your support when I'm going through a hard time or something like that. To me, also, that's more important than like, oh, I have $1 million in my bank account.
Yeah, we don't need a million. You know? I mean, financial stability is nice to an extent. Can we split the rent? Is what I'm thinking.
Right. But also, nice. But that's what I guess to me, I guess that's a common sense thing.
Right.
But maybe it's like to some people, and that's fine. But I'm saying, like, I think the main thing is that we don't necessarily, like, if you want to take me to McDonald's.
I'm done with this McDonald's talk, beach.
But only if we've been dating for a while, then you can take me to McDonald's.
Yeah. First date, you're showing out. You know what? I don't care what anybody says if I'm stuck up. No one said that. Nobody will say that.
No one. Everyone agrees with you.
Yeah. If we had like 10 more viewers, maybe 10 more viewers, I may get someone to disagree with me. In that case,
I don't think so.
Come on the show. Don't take nobody through a McDonald's drive-thru, you dumbass. Don't.
Not first date.
Find out who they are and take them somewhere that you will both enjoy something. A movie theater, a walk, a view, tea. The simple things. Not a fucking chicken McGriddle. I've never had a chicken McGriddle, and I will never have a chicken McGriddle.
McGriddles are good. I've never had the chicken
McGriddles, bomb. Chicken McGriddle?
No.
Ew. See, attraction is like, just older men just know what to do. That's it. I'll probably get married when I'm 40 and adopt. That's kind of like a good ideal for me. But right now, getting married and having kids, that's not my shtick.
I feel like I'm like nearing the end of the time that I can do that, even though I'm literally only 24. But I feel like, oh my god, like it's closing in. Like the gates are closing and I'm not gonna make it. But then at the end of the day, I'm like, fine, then I don't have to pay for my kids' college. Cool, I'm gonna go spend a year in Italy if I want to. Like, like I'm gonna do whatever I want.
Yeah, because I'm scared of what people who are older tell me about what it's like to have kids and get married. They're like not that happy.
No.
But the people who don't have kids are that much more lonely. I see. It's like this. It's just like no one's happy.
Find ways to cure your loneliness that don't involve getting yourself a child. Because guess what? A child, like, yes, they will forever be your child, but once they hit 18 and like go off to college or move out or whatever, they're gone. So if you based your happiness / not loneliness on your child, that's only going to last so long. Like, yeah, 18 years, whatever, is a long time, but in the grand scheme of life, it's not really. So you can't base your happiness on your child.
Your microphone's tripping. Are you leaning?
Yeah.
Okay, it's better now. You were in it to win it. I did not want to stop you.
But you can hear what I said, right?
Yeah, it just looked like it sounded like there's a little drum solo the whole time. It went,
It's that new boy that I found on TikTok who I'm in love with that plays the drums. He's like, ding, 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 ding.
Okay, look, everything I just said aside, if a man on the drum line said he wanted to marry me and have kids, I'd say yes. Just kidding.
Wait, a drum line or just someone who plays drums?
No, he needs to be in a drum line.
Like Nick Cannon's drum line.
I love it.
That's so cool. I wish I could do that. Like flip it off. Oh. I wish I went to a black university where they had stuff like that.
Sigma Chi.
Sigma Chi.
Me and Hannah would spend just hours watching strolling videos.
Because they're so cool.
I know. Oh well. Dude, your microphone's still drumming. Fix her. She's tripping all the time.
What about now?
Actually, that sounds pretty good. Jeez. Well, it's like loud. Okay. Zoom turned your volume down. Well, we've been going for 20 minutes. Exactly. Could be short. But I think this episode brings up a lot. There's a lot of propositions to consider when like analyzing the people you're attracted to. And like what do you look for in a partner to provide? And it doesn't have to be financial.
I also think it's really interesting how this is going to be a really big generalization, but I'm going to say it.
Our 7 viewers are going to be pissed.
I think it's really interesting how...
Wait, your mic didn't... Fix it.
Fix what?
Okay, it's good. Say what you're going to say.
Is she better now? Oh! Is she better now?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Just be careful. Don't touch it, because she wants to drum today.
Sorry. Anywhoosies. I think it's interesting how we didn't talk anything about physical attraction. Like the physical traits we talk about, but I feel like if this was a male-led podcast, that would be one of the main things that they talk about that they look for.
Yeah, and I think it's been proven that men are way more visual than women are.
Yeah.
If we're talking in a heterosexual stance.
Mm-hmm. Which... I mean, I guess I'm proud of us in a way. That sounds weird, but like, because it's not like I'm blind. Like, if I see you and you're cute, I'm like, oh, you're cute. Like Henry Cavill? I don't care if you... Just kidding. See, I was going to say, I don't care if he's so mean. Like, I would still date him, but honestly, I wouldn't. If he was mean, no. Like, yeah, would I still want to look at him? Sure. But would I date you? No.
Right.
But I feel like a lot of men would be like, nah, she's hot. I don't care if she's a bitch. You know?
Yeah, they say that, but I don't think they really mean that either. But I mean...
I do.
The record has... I've seen some situations where men are straight up with girls that they're not happy with, but they're like, she puts out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay. I don't know. Sometimes
those are also the men that don't really... They don't settle down with those girls. My mom's always told me, you're going to be the one that the boys want to marry. Girl, well, I don't want to marry anyone.
Yeah, that's weird. What is that supposed to mean? And you know that...
Because I'm a nice person, I have to wait. Because I'm a nice person and I don't care about you and I'm smart and I'm funny and I'm
Yeah, I'll
strong-willed.
pick
I have
you
to
up.
wait until you're ready.
I'll pick you up in your late 30s when you're finally done drinking White Claws and
Ugh.
Ugh. No, thank you. Yeah, I'll just be in Bora Bora. I was gonna
You said the
piggyback off what you were
minorities.
saying. Oh yeah, the minorities. Yeah, they were like,
The group, not the people.
no, not no, the YouTube channel, not like all minorities in America. The YouTube channel, the minorities, they brought that up, that same idea of like, damn, like look at all these hot girls on Instagram showing their butts. And then they're like, damn, they're so fine. And then one of the guys was like, yeah, he was like, but I wouldn't ever like marry or date any of these women, you know? It's all just for like casual stuff because like he was like he mentioned something about how he thought about his daughter doing something like that. And he was like he doesn't want like a woman who did that daughter to do that. But also,
what?
Like
I get what you mean.
he just says he doesn't want like a wife who's going to be showing her butt like that. But also, that's confusing to me. Like a woman being, I'm also like pro women
doing whatever they want.
Doing whatever they want. Like, so what if you don't want to marry her? Fuck you, she's beautiful. You're dumb. Like, why do you feel like you have these standards for people? Like, why are you on your high horse when you're doing the same thing? Like, there's so much double standards.
That's why you never see a really cute guy with like not the best looking girl, you know?
Mm.
Even though she's probably super nice. That sounds so mean, like only ugly people can be nice. Everyone can be nice.
Yeah.
But because men are visual, they care about how she looks. So even if she is the nicest person on the planet,
well, it falls into attraction. We'd be lying if we said that we're not attracted to physical attributes too.
Well, I agree, but I'm not gonna write you off just because I might not think you're the hottest person.
Right away. Yeah.
Right. Because like there's only one Henry Cavill in the world. There's only one Chris Evans. Like, I'm not gonna marry them. They're not gonna date me. That's fine. But like, if I wait and hold out for somebody that looks like them, I'm gonna be alone for the rest of my life.
That's not true.
You know? Yeah, if I wait and hold out for them.
You just gotta be yourself and do you. Manifest your dreams and work hard.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many girls who are probably who probably get comments that are like, oh, why are you with that guy? Like, he's not cute or whatever. But it's like, well, he's a nice person and he makes me laugh and he cares about me. So who cares what he looks like?
Are you saying that that's usually not the other way around?
Yeah. Because guys will get crap from their friends. Or like, oh, why are you with that ugly girl? Like, she's the man. When the black guy, I forgot his name, Toby, I don't know. The black one that plays soccer with the dreads.
I've never seen it.
Okay,
anyway.
Well, we'll have to watch it.
I haven't seen a lot.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you, man.
I've seen films, but just not a lot.
Well, he wants to date this girl named Eunice, or he likes this girl, and she's like kind of weird. She has braces, like she's kind of creepy. And then people made fun of him for it, but then he was like, you know what? Screw it. At the end, he likes her, so he wants to be with her. And then eventually his friends got over it. But it's like, if you're gonna get crap from your friends like that, why are you gonna choose someone who's nice to you and cares about you over somebody who's not the best looking to the general population, over somebody who's okay but looks better? Because people don't know. Like when you're walking down the street And
And
people
it's
are looking at
also
you.
a movie too. We put a lot of like faith in movie relationships, and it's like I don't even know if that's our reality now, but it can be. You know, I mean, anything like I've seen so many relationships and couples that I'm kind of like that's interesting, but it's like none of my business.
No, it's not. And that's why I don't really understand that concept. It's like no one, like, if you're walking down the street and you see a couple and you think, oh, that guy's cute, but that girl's not, or vice versa, it's like, okay, yeah, that's like the surface. Yeah. But it's like, once
they've found a deeper, and I feel like people who are in a relationship or like know what it's like or understand that it's more than just physical are able to understand. Like two people falling in love is a lot deeper than like just visual. Like you can love somebody for who they are, definitely. And that's like what you need to look for.
Yeah, you would think.
I don't know. Girl, we both single AF. Like we know. I love how we talk so much about this. No resume at all.
I know, we've never had I've never had a boyfriend.
I've had a boyfriend for like 3 seconds.
I had a boyfriend in 8th grade. So that really counts.
I would say I've had a boyfriend on and off for like a month. Like in that month, it was on and off.
That's a long run there, though.
It's a long run because you know, like I doubt myself so much, and I'm like, I don't want this because I'm like, I was young, but it's also like, I'm also very scared of commitment. I'm scared of like falling into that stereotype of being unhappy when I'm older. I'm so scared that I'm going to be unhappy because I know how to make myself happy. And then when you bring someone else into the equation and then they have made you unhappy, like the second he made me unhappy, I was like, I can't do this. Like any type of conflict, it's like, is this what it's going to be? Is this my life now? And I freak out and I break up with them, or they break up with me because I'm crazy. I broke up with him and then he broke up with me.
We should dive into in our next episode.
What? Commitment?
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say about that. But yeah, we could talk about that in the next episode. But we are reaching our ends here. It's been about 30 minutes. So we should close it out. Hannah, would you like to close this out?
Yeah. Let us know what you think. Comment. Like. Subscribe. We haven't really been posting that much on our Instagram, but we're going to get back to it. Do more Q&As type thing. Mm-hmm. And as always, if you have a situation that you think we would be able to give you advice on, DM us, message us, text us, call us,
we need
whatever.
all the video ideas we could get. So
yeah, girl.
Let us know.
So, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're listening on Spotify, have a great week. Spooky season. Get your pumpkins, carve them, eat them, eat all the pumpkin you can get. And hopefully it gets cold enough so I can wear my new jacket I bought for the cold weather-ish. But, yeah, have a great week. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.